Can Christians be rich? Today we will look at the biblical perspective. Is it wrong for a Christian to be rich? Should believers seek wealth? Or is it a distraction from God? Some say riches are a sign of God's blessing, while others warn that money leads people away from faith. But what does the Bible actually say? The first thing we need to understand is that wealth itself is not sinful, but how we handle it matters. In Deuteronomy 8 verse 18 it says, "But you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth, that He may establish His covenant which He swore to your fathers, as it is today." God is the one who gives people the ability to earn and manage wealth. But the Bible also warns us about the dangers of loving money. 1 Timothy 6 verse 10 tells us, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some have been led astray from the faith in their greed, and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows." Notice it doesn't say money itself is evil, but the love of money is. This is an issue of the heart. And Jesus gives one of the strongest warnings in Matthew 19 verse 24. "Again I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into God's kingdom." Does this mean rich people can't be saved? No, but it does mean wealth can make it harder for people to fully rely on God. So why does the Bible warn about riches? Wealth can lead to pride. When people have plenty, they can forget their need for God. It can distract from God's kingdom. When people chase after money, they risk prioritizing earthly success over their relationship with God. Money can become an idol. When wealth takes priority in our lives, it can replace God as our ultimate source of security and purpose, leading us to serve money instead of Him. This is why Jesus told the rich young ruler to sell his possessions and follow Him. It wasn't because money was evil, but because his heart was too attached to it. So, can a Christian be rich? The answer is yes, but with responsibility. The Bible gives examples of wealthy believers who served God faithfully. Abraham, blessed by God with wealth. Job was wealthy, lost everything, and then God restored him. Joseph of Arimathea, a rich man who used his resources to bury Jesus. King David, although he was a king with great wealth, David used his resources to support the building of the temple and to honor God. Solomon, the son of David, was known for his wisdom and immense wealth. Despite his riches, he built the temple and sought to honor God in his rule. Zacchaeus, a wealthy tax collector who repented and made restitution for his wrongdoings. He used his wealth to make amends and give generously. Lydia, a successful businesswoman who sold purple cloth, a luxury item in her time. She became a believer and used her wealth to support the early church. But what made these individuals different? They didn't worship their wealth. Instead, they used it for God's purposes. 1 Timothy 6 verses 17 to 19 gives clear instructions for rich Christians. "Charge those who are rich in this present world that they not be arrogant, nor have their hopes set on the uncertainty of riches, but on the living God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, that they be ready to distribute, willing to share, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold of eternal life." So the real question isn't, should Christians seek wealth? But, what are we doing with what God has given us? It's not about how much wealth we have, but how we use it. God entrusts us with resources, whether small or large, to test our faithfulness and stewardship. The Bible teaches us that everything we have comes from Him, and it's our responsibility to honor Him by using those resources wisely. Are we hoarding our wealth for ourselves, or are we using it to bless others, support God's work, and advance His kingdom? Generosity, humility, and a heart aligned with God's will are what truly matter. How we manage our wealth reflects our priorities and our devotion to Him. So, whether we have little or much, the challenge is to ask ourselves, am I using what God has entrusted to me in a way that glorifies Him? So, what do you think? Should Christians pursue wealth? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this video encouraged you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear this today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.